host of the Gridiron.
It's like, what the are we doing? What actually happened to the concept of actually kicking extra points? What happened? Why don't we do this anymore? What is going on? Well, Dave's, he brought something up about the 2-point conversions and all and everything. But it's like, well, the first one, just to me, when they scored, when they went for the first, it was like 9.5 minutes left to go in the game. To me, that's just too much time. There's so many other variables. What was the scores? 24-16. Oh, let's see. They scored, 24-16. So instead of making it 24-7, right? He wanted to make it 24-18 because then they score another touchdown, they can win the game. But there's too much time left in the game. You don't know what's going to happen. 9.5 minutes to go in the game. So basically you're saying that Washington's not going to score again? Well, yeah, sure about that. Yeah. Well, ta-da, they scored. Yeah, so now it's 27-16. So now you're down by 11. So now you need a field goal and a touchdown and a 2-point conversion just to tie. So, to me, it's, going for 2 points is that I said, unless you're down by 74 points or something like that, okay, you need 8 points at a shot. But, sometimes you just get too cute. Well, seriously, I think in this article that I'm going to read, I think the Giants are 0 for 6 this year on 2-point conversion. Well, why? Take the point. Take the point. What the? Why we? But there is a reason here. Still, I don't give a rat's rear end. If I can take a point, I'm going to take a point. Obviously, there's no guarantees McAtaney is going to make the extra point, but I'm taking the point. Some of this stuff, it's just, the guy, I don't know, you can almost outcoach yourself sometimes. It's just, I don't know, too much. All right. The reasoning behind the Giants' controversial 2-point conversion decisions. There's always something. Here's one thing that traditional football fans and analytics sleuths all should be able to agree on. The goal is to win, not tie. Perhaps that bit of common ground can bring two opposed sides closer together. Debate continues to rage over whether it is smart coaching to attempt a 2-point conversion after scoring a touchdown to cut into a 14-point deficit, as the Giants have in each of their past 2 games. Without success, might I add. The analytics-based thinking is that a successful 2-point conversion shaves a 14-point deficit to 6 and requires only one more defensive stop, another touchdown, and a PAT to take the lead. But that to me, that's that's cute. But you got to get a defensive stop. You got to score a touchdown. You got to get another PAT. You ask, and there's 9.5. At this point in time, there's 9.5 minutes left to go in the game. Too much time for me. Too much time. Let's take the point. Let's make it 24-17. Still got 9.5 minutes to go. A lot of things can happen. If the 2-point conversion fails, one defensive stop, another touchdown, and a successful 2-point, if you can get it, a successful 2-point conversion creates the same score as kicking 2 successful PATs. So the risk is worth the reward as long as both 2-point conversions don't fail, which, of course, with the Giants, they do. And every 2-point conversion failed this year for the Giants. Kicking 2 2 PATs to tie the score brings more possessions and maybe the fate of an overtime coin toss into the equation. For example, cutting a 14-point deficit to 7 requires a defensive stop, another touchdown, and another PAT to tie the score. Okay. And then another defensive stop to regain possession and a third score to win. No. You don't need a stop. The other team can kick a field goal and you can score a touchdown. I mean, or you can get a safety. I mean, right? When 2-point conversions succeed about 50% of the time, the strategy does make sense. So basically what he was kind of saying, I guess, in a way, is that, we had 2-point conversion attempts. At the normal going rate, 1 out of every 2 is successful. So if we try 2 of them, we may not make 2, but we should make, the averages say that we'll make 1 out of the 2. Okay, but as I said, you could have got to the same 2 points kicking PATs as well. But, I mean, the way that things have been going for the Giants this year, everything for this Giants this year have gone, right? You think you're going to, I mean, as I said, I think in this article, I think it says the Giants, I think, are 0 for 6 in 2-point conversions this year. Right? If the 1 to 2 hit rate happens immediately, the second try isn't even needed, which is true. I mean, that's true. I mean, I can understand. Because if they try for the 2-point conversion, they get it. Now it's 24-18. If they get a stop, which they didn't, I mean, you're trying to get your crystal ball out. Well, let's see if we come back with 9 by 6, we got to stop, and then we this, and then that happens, and then they throw an incomplete pass, and then they get a penalty, and we sack, and we get the fumble, and this happens. Too much stuff can go on. Why 9.5? That's a lot of time left to go in a football game. Because they kind of left out the fact that, that the Commanders kicked the field goal, right? So even if the Giants got the 2-point conversions, right? They made it 28. They would have got 26 points. They still would have lost 27-26 because they're not taking into account that the Commanders kicked the field goal. Ta-da! Right? But the problem is, as shown by the Giants, right? The 2-point conversions are failing more often this year, which is odd, right? Led by the Giants' league worst 0 for 6 on 2-point conversions. Teams are converting at only 32% of the time, according to Pro Football Reference. The Giants are the only team in the league without a conversion on more than 2 attempts. They're doing horrible. The league success rate is 47.6% over the last 5 seasons and 48% over the last 10. So over the last 10, it's 48%, basically 1 out of every 2. But this year, for some reason, it's only being successful 32% of the time. The 10-year sample size is particularly relevant because that coincides with when the NFL pushed the spot of the ball on PAT back from the 2-yard line to the 15. Wow, it's been 10 years already. Jeez. My goodness, time flies by. Since 2015, teams have converted 94% of their PATs. So, a case could be made that 2 shots to get 2 points at a 48% clip is about the same as 2 shots to get 1 point at a 94% clip. So, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, I can certainly understand it. And I don't have an problem with that. What I got a problem with is 9.5 minutes left to go in the game. You're trying to, as I said, you're getting your crystal ball out. Well, let's say if we make a stop and then we drive and we get the 2-point conversion, then we stop them again, and then maybe we have to punt and can we stop them? And it's like there's too many things going on. To me, 9.5 minutes left to go is just too much. There's just too much time, and especially when you're I mean, every game is different. Every game is different. Just because you're 0 for 4 in 2-point conversions, the whole doesn't mean you can't convert one. Every game is different. Every situation is different. I get that, but I mean, to me, there's just too much time left in the game. 5.5 minutes. There's too many variables that can happen. All that, and once again, right? Yeah, the Commanders scored. Got a field goal. So so even if you got the 2-point conversion, now it's 27-18. Right? Now you're still down by 9 points. So now you'd have to get another touchdown, another 2-point conversion, and then you'd have to kick another field goal just to win the game. I mean, so there's too much going on. So, yeah, I mean, to me, if you got a good chance, as I said, there's maybe 5 minutes left to go in the game. I can see that, right? But I said, to me, when you have like almost 2/3 left of the fourth quarter, I mean, and you can make it a 1-score game, a 7, yeah. Kick the extra point. Take the point, right? Make it a 7-point game. Make it 24-17, right? Because they kicked the field goal, would have been 27-17. The Giants would have scored another touchdown, would have made it 27-24, right? They would have been just down by 3 points. But instead, they missed the 2-point conversions, 2 of them. They were down by 5 points. They had to have another touchdown just to, So to me, it just didn't make any sense. I said the thing is that there's just too much time left to go in the game. If you got a chance to take a point and there's like almost 10 minutes left to go in the game, take the point. Right?